boy?
Arcane estreou no último dia 6, levando o mundo de League of Legends para a Netflix. No total, serão 10 episódios contando a trajetória de duas lendas icônicas do jogo, Jinx e Vi. E o Start teve a oportunidade de conversar com ELLA PURNELL, a atriz britânica que dubla a Jinx. Mas peraí, por que o anime escolheu exatamente essas duas personagens, entre mais de 100? Foi o que a gente também perguntou para os produtores Alex Yee e Christian Linke. Antes de a gente dar esse passeio em Piltover e descobrir um pouco mais dos bastidores de Arcane, já aproveita para se inscrever aqui embaixo e clicar no sininho. No Start tem conteúdo novo de game todos os dias. Jinx e Vi têm uma relação bem conturbada no início de Arcane. Elas tentam sobreviver no submundo da rica cidade de Piltover, mas uma nova tecnologia chamada Hextech acaba transformando as irmãs em rivais. Será que ELLA PURNELL já conhecia toda essa mitologia de League of Legends?
I knew about it. My brothers had played it, friends of mine had played it, but I hadn't played it myself, and I didn't know, any of the characters or the details of the game until I became a part of it. The beauty of coming into something that's already so well established is that you have a fountain of knowledge on the internet where you can just dig in really and get as much information as you can. But there's also a little bit of pressure as well, because obviously everybody has their own ideas of what she should sound like and looks like and who she is and the way that she's going to be interpreted, and not everyone's going to like it.
E o que ela descobriu a respeito de Jinx? O que os fãs vão descobrir?
Well, obviously everybody knows Jinx is the crazy one. What I'm interested in is, what else is she? She's not just evil, violent, and crazy. Obviously, she is those things. Why is she those things? I think what's interesting in this is that you see, the first couple episodes, you see her as Powder, who she really is. This is her as a child. And you see why she becomes the way that she is, the trauma that she goes through, the loss that she faces, the guilt that she feels for doing what she does.
Os produtores Alex Yee e Christian Linke dizem que, na hora de escolher as protagonistas de Arcane, o conflito interno de Jinx pesou até mais do que a popularidade da personagem.
Primarily, we just thought about what do we think would be a great story in an interesting, cool world, and I think we knew that Jinx was always popular.
For both Christian and I, Jinx and Vi are characters that we worked with the teams that made them when they were added to the games. He built the login theme for Vi, which was kind of a first for Riot, like a lyrical login track. And then, with Jinx, it was the Get Jinx video was another track that he worked on, but also the first time that we worked with Fortiche and the first time that we made a music video at Riot. So, they were characters that were always really close to our hearts. And, sort of like on a broader scale, Piltover and Zaun kind of offered this sort of like fresh visual opportunity. There's just sort of an element of duality that's kind of implicit to Piltover and Zaun, right? They are two halves of a coin that's sort of like inextricably bound, right? And so it's, technology brings both sides of the city together, but, their different philosophies around how to create it really kind of infuse the cities with their identities, and those types of questions are often ones that you see in different forms in all the different characters. So I think many times the question is where do you draw the line? What's more important to you? Family or principle? And I think some of the most exciting relationships in the show are the ones where you see people from opposite sides, finding that point where they can meet in the middle.
Para ELLA PURNELL, essa atração entre os opostos existe na própria Jinx.
She's not your average sociopath, is what I'm saying. No, but she has those elements of childishness that she's always had. She's spontaneous, she's funny, she's light, and she still has those moments of insecurity and of weakness and of sadness, and she still thinks of her sister and she still misses her sister and carries that pain every day, and that's what propels her into that. She develops these obviously quite excruciatingly difficult mental health problems that is, all the spontaneous, distracted, impulsive craziness that we see, and that's the stuff that, you know, the audience loves, right? That real exciting stuff. But there's also those in-between moments that I think you're going to learn to love, that make her more endearing. You know, those moments where she laughs and she finds joy, and she you see her battling with Powder. It's Powder versus Jinx the whole time. You know, who's going to win? Is she going to do good, or is she going to do bad? And she has the capacity to go both ways. So it's the evolution of Jinx to get to the character that everybody knows and loves.
Bom, se apenas 2 personagens já rende tudo isso, imagina o resto de League of Legends. Teremos mais séries pelo caminho? Ou filme, quem sabe?
The dream definitely is to do a lot more. You know, I think there's a lot of characters that deserve their own stories. Over 150 characters in our game. But I think we want to tell the story, you know, that we're kind of diving into here, do it justice. But I think there's also sometimes a kind of natural tendency for TV shows just to kind of milk the cow until it is absolutely dead. And I think we want to avoid that. I think we want to tell the right story with the right kind of scope, and then hopefully get to move on to other characters when the time is right.
Wow.